Hello, English 3 honor students, and today I am going to be giving you a brief lecture on authorship and text and what that means. So our first question is, what is a text? Now, our normal reaction will be to immediately say, well, it is, the books that we study over the course. And for that, I would say, but when we think about it, a text can be anything that is meant to communicate an idea. So a text could be the text that you would receive on your phone from a friend, but a text can also be a painting or a work of art. It can also be a film or a television commercial. Anything that is trying to communicate an idea for our purposes, we will consider a text. Which leads us to the next question. Who is the author? Now, you wouldn't normally assume that when talking about a book we're studying, the author is the person writing the text. So if we spread that out, then the author can also be the director of a movie, the team that works on creating a commercial, even your friend who sends you that text message. But on top of that, we have to think about who are the people interpreting that meaning. And so in some ways, you, as someone who is studying a text, is also an author because you have to work to decode that meaning as well. So the author isn't just the person creating the text, the author is also the person interacting with the text, and that's you right there. When looking at any text, we need to consider the three M's, the medium, method, and message. So the message is the overall idea, the argument, the theme of the piece, what it is that the author is trying to get across through that piece, be it a painting, be it a commercial, even that text message you receive on your phone. What is the subject of the piece? What is the author saying about that subject? And that's how we interpret and figure out the message. On top of examining text, we need to think about the method. This looks at the tools the author uses to craft and deliver that message. So why did the author choose this means of expression over another? Why did the author choose to communicate this theme with a painting? Why did they choose to write a novel or a short story? When we're studying a text, the novels that we look at in class, we'll be looking at their tools, the rhetoric, composition, the point of view, patterns that we see within the text that help us understand it. And lastly, there is the medium. It refers to both the physical material an author uses in the creation or construction of the work, and also refers to the various channels of communication by which the expression is transmitted. What did the author use to create the work? How did the author publish the work? This can also affect our interpretation of the text. So beyond just the three M's, we need to think about the three ways of reading a text: contextual, textual, and theory. When trying to understand a text, the first thing that a lot of readers like to do is think of a contextual reading of a text. Now, a contextual reading of a text is looking at the world that surrounds a text when it is published or produced or sent out into the world. So that means looking at the history surrounding the text. Was this text written in the 1950s? Was it written in the 1850s? Was it written in the 1600s? But also looking at the place in the world that the text was constructed. Was it a text constructed in America? Was it a European text or something from Africa? Looking at the region that the text comes from, along with the history around the text, can help us kind of understand the meaning behind a text. One of the readings that we really emphasize in this course is the textual reading of a text. That means we are only looking at the text itself. We ignore the context. We only look at the words on the page. We look at the tools of the author's craft. We look at their word choice. We look at their syntax. We look at their use of gesture and narration. All of these things will help you also come up with a theme behind the text by just looking at the text itself. We do not go beyond the borders of the pages in front of us. And the last reading that we will be focusing on in this course is a theory reading of a text. Later on in the course, we'll be understanding and studying different forms of critical theory, looking at feminism or gender theory, even Marxism and psychoanalysis. These different theories can help us understand a text by applying these theories to the text itself. So for example, some of us will engage in a feminist reading of the text, while others may do a psychoanalytic reading of the text. And by applying these different critical theories to the text, we can construct a meaning from the text based in this theory. So thank you all for your time today, and I look forward to studying the different texts with you throughout the course and applying all the different tools to come up with themes and meaning within the texts we look at.